Hello, I just wanted to show you a tech demo of what I have so far. I pretty much decided I'm going to use gates to activate the gauntlets. So here you can see four gates, and each of them is set to be a different color. So the player has the gauntlets, which you can see here, um, and they will pick up each gauntlet throughout the game. But for now, I just have the player starts with both gauntlets. So if they pass through one of these gates, you can see the color of the gate is indicated by the orb underneath. That won't be the final uh, design, but that's just for indication now. If they pass through it, then their gauntlets gain the color of the gate they pass through. If they pass through the blue one, they become blue. Same thing with the red one. The only difference is if they pass through the purple one, their gauntlets become blue and red because purple is a mixture of blue and red. So in this instance, the player would be able to use blue, red, or purple when activating objects in the environment. White is an indication of there is no color, so you can't interact with anything in the environment. That just works as a reset. You saw when I started off that there were the gauntlets were gray. That was just to show you that the white gate works, and just so I know that the white gate works. But when the player initially picks them up, they will glow white, and then that'll prevent them from interacting with objects in the environment. The gauntlets are mapped to the corresponding mouse trigger, so the gauntlet on the right side of the screen corresponds to the right mouse trigger. The gauntlet on the left side of the screen corresponds to the left mouse trigger. So here, it won't matter which one you do. You'll affect blue objects. Here it won't matter. You'll affect red objects. But once you get here, it will matter. If you click the right mouse button, you'll affect blue objects. If you click the left mouse button, you'll affect red objects. And if you click them both at the same time, you'll affect purple objects. I haven't set up what any of that looks yet, but I'll be getting on that this week. So I'll have a little game, a little puzzle that uses the four gates, and so I can show some gameplay. And so now I'll show you how I have the blueprints set up. The gates themselves, I want them to be the same, so that I can just deal with one object, or if I want them to look different, I can still have them be one blueprint, and I'll show you how I'm doing that. Over here I have public variables, and it tells you what kind of gate it is. So if I set this one, turn off white and tell it to be a blue gate, and I hit play again, now it's a blue gate. And I've done this by going into the blueprint here and have the function when the game starts, event begin play. Then it checks to see, it checks the booleans that I have set. So either blue, red, purple, or white. If it's blue, then what it does is it sets that blue material, red, purple, etc. I could also, by using this, if I wanted to change geometry, I could change geometry, and just various other objects, and just using that same method. And all I would have to do is take the same base gate throughout the levels and just place them and just set them in the structure what they're supposed to be. Also, because I have access to them publicly, if I need to change them in game in some way, I can do that, and they'll just automatically change the next time the player sees them. The way I'm having the gauntlets change is I have a collision function. When it collides, it sees who the player is, or the actor that attached, and I'm having that set as player. And then the player itself has these booleans and functions on them, and then it checks to see what color is the gate, and if the gate is blue, then it sets the gauntlets to, it sets is blue true on the player, and it sets is red, is purple, is white false on the player, and then just respectively for each other color it could possibly be. And then once it's done that, it runs the function set gauntlet color on the player blueprint. The player blueprint has movement controls, jumping, what the mouse inputs do, to looking around, and then the movement script to the WASD keys. When the game starts, it looks at the player's gauntlets, and it says neither gauntlet is active. They are no color, and it sets it to black, and that's just set up for now. What I'll do is once I finally have everything set up, I'll lose the is black, and it'll just be is white, because the is black is just there for testing purposes. Here's the code for the gauntlet activation. I'm using the input manager, so it just says if this input action happens, then if its input action is pressed, left gauntlet is active. If it's released, it's inactive. So the gauntlets are only active when the player holds down the button. Then down here is the set gauntlet function that the gates call, and here it just checks to see what color are the gauntlets supposed to be. They're supposed to be blue. Then set the materials to the gauntlets. If it's not blue, then is it red, or is it purple, or is it white, or is it black? So that's how pretty much how the mechanics of the gauntlets are set up right now. I will set up these to send out a signal to objects in the environment that'll detect is the right gauntlet active, and is the right gauntlet is the color matching, and that way if the object that I want to affect is the color and the gauntlet is active, then that object will do whatever action is set to that. So if I wanted an elevator to go up and down only when the red gauntlet is active, then it'll check to see is that gauntlet active and is that gauntlet red, and if it is, then that elevator will move or come down, or a door will open, or anything I could possibly want to do. But this is just, I want to get this set up so I could start making gameplay instead of just designing the level for the sake of designing the level. There's no point in doing that right now until I can make a level and have you be able to do something in the level. So that's what I've done, and I will have more next week. Thank you.